background, that I don't know what the circumstances of a person is, I may take very harsh action against him. So that I remembered. Since we are all Indians in this audience, let me share an Indian value point with all of you. I don't know how many people in this room, and be careful when you reply to me, because then I'll ask you to quote, or if not quote, give me the substance. How many people in this room have read any of the Upanishads? Please raise your hand. Upanishads. Explain to me the meaning of the term Sanatan Dharam. Please raise your hand. What is the meaning of Sanatan Dharam? Nobody? Yes, sir. No. Give me the dictionary meaning of the word Sanatan Dharam. Dictionary meaning, not interpretation. Yes, sir. Precisely correct. That which has no beginning, that which has no end, that which is timeless and continuous, that is Sanatan Dharam. I have read 12 Upanishads when I was 18 years old. 18, 1-8. I still remember. Isho, Kansi, Vajra, at least these three I remember. You see, this is why we are lost in our own country. We do not know who we are. Remember the Myers-Briggs? Who we are. I started with that. मैं कौन हूँ? Nenu evaru. Nannu, to be more grammatically correct in Telugu. We have heard of the Mahabharata and Ramayana, and my friend was quoting from Mahabharata. But Mahabharata is mythology from which you can extract philosophy. But the Vedas and the Upanishads are far beyond, even historically in terms of time, the Mahabharata and Ramayana. I suggest there's an excellent translation of the Upanishads by Frederick Manchester and Swami Prabhanand, which was published in 1940s, 48 or something. Have a look at it, get it in the library. Please read some of the Upanishads. We should know who we are as Bhartiyas. I ask people whose mother tongue is Hindi. How many people in this room whose mother tongue is Hindi? ఒకటి రెండు మూడు నాలుగు ఐదు ఆరు ఏడు ఎనిమిది తొమ్మిది పది పదకొండు పన్నెండు పదమూడు పద్నాలుగు. That's 14 in Telugu. Only 14. Okay. I am putting a question to you. Tell me who's the author of something I will say in Hindi. But before I say that, let me see how much aware you are. According to your knowledge, information, who is amongst the first persons who wrote excellent poetry, excellent prose, and is virtually the founder, if you want to use that word, of Hindi language? If you know the name, please raise your hand. Hindi bhasha ke pratham. Yes, ma'am. आप सिर्फ 650 साल पीछे हैं, उससे 650 साल पहले से. प्रेमचंद साहब तो थे 1860 से 1840 से, देख लीजिए अपने एंड्रॉयड में 1900 तक और समथिंग. और प्रेमचंद हिंदी के नहीं थे इतने, हिंदुस्तानी के थे. हिंदुस्तानी is mixture of Hindi and Urdu, which was to be the national language of India. But this motion was defeated by one vote in the Constituent Assembly. Gandhiji wanted Hindustani to be the national language of India in the Devanagari Lipi and in Persian or Urdu script, with Roman English, Roman script as a common English, which is still there. Yes, sir? You have gone back in time, but the gentleman I have in mind is before Tulsidas. आप 400 साल पे आ गए, मैडम ने तो बहुत ही recent बात की. Any other guess? Yes, ma'am? Who? Panini is in Sanskrit, not in Hindi. And Panini ji was there, a great person in grammar, and who put together so many things Sanskrit much before. No. Yes, sir. Huh? No, sir. Okay, now I will recite the kalam or the couplets of this gentleman, and let us see how many of you can name him. I quote, बहुत कठिन है डगर पनघट की, बहुत कठिन है डगर पनघट की, कैसे भर लाऊं नदिया से मटकी, कैसे भर लाऊं नदिया से मटकी. Who said or wrote this? That person is the first. Hindi. Oh. No. Who? Yes, only your pronunciation is wrong. It's Kh, Khusro, not Khush, Khushro. Amir Khusro. Hazrat Amir Khusro, one of the greatest human beings to have born on planet Earth. Why? Literary figure, musician, linguist, politician, warrior. Do you know most of the modern, what is called Shastriya Sangeet, Uttar Bharat ka, as distinct from Karnataka Sangeet? The rags, Malkos, Malhar, Rajeshwari, just to name a few. The man who invented the sitar, the man who invented the tabla, the man who invented, if not invented, popularized is the proper term, Hindvi, which later came to be called Hindi, the great Amir Khusro. Tukbandi, Paheliyan, he has given 8 genres of literary types in Hindi. To give you another example, Paheliyan, तीतर के दो आगे तीतर, तीतर के दो पीछे तीतर, आगे तीतर, पीछे तीतर, बोलो कितने तीतर. To give you another example, even today in North India, in the rural areas of our country, the famous Lori, Sojari Rajkumari Soja, Hazrat Amir Khusro, 700 years ago, ma'am, in the time of the Tughlaqs and Khiljis, 700 years ago. This is what India is today. We do not know the Upanishads. We do not know Hazrat Amir Khusro. But we know Google, we know Wikipedia, and we know WhatsApp. When we are not having depth in ourselves, when we do not have the ability to understand ourselves, when we go through life, we do not live life. We go through life. It's like after I have had my lunch, I will get into the taxi sent by the IPE and go home. So it's a journey, point A to point B. If God is kind and I do not pass off on the way, my live body will reach my house. Otherwise, my dead body may reach or may not reach. I don't know. अगले क्षण की, अगले पल की खबर नहीं, और हम बात करते हैं कल की. अगले पल की, अगले क्षण की खबर नहीं, और हम बात करते हैं कल की. We do not know. I can translate it into Telugu. Simple. Let me see. మాకు ఇప్పుడు 5 శమం తర్వాత ఏం జరుగుతుంది తెలియదు, కానీ రేపు గురించి నేను పెద్ద 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 గొప్ప 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 వాట్ విల్ యూ సే ప్లాన్స్కి కార్యక్రమాలు మా I am little out of touch, you know. I retired from Government of India 7 years. I used to be pretty okay in Telugu, let me tell you. I used to imitate N.T. Ramarao very well. And people used to tell me, ख्वाजा साहब रामा राव की तरह स्पीच दीजिए. I used to imitate him well. By the way, I was an admirer of Mr. N.T. Rama Rao late. I was district collector when he was chief minister, and then when I was in housing, he was the chief minister. I found him a very good human being. And he was a fatherly figure to me because he was much older. I was in early 30s and he was 60s plus at that time. So, మాకు వచ్చిన క్షణంలో ఏం జరుగుతుంది తెలియదు, కానీ మేము పెద్ద పెద్ద ఆలోచిస్తున్నాను colloquial Telugu. My mother tongue is Hindustani. I never used to say it is Hindi. I never used to say it's Urdu. I used to say it's Hindustani because that's what I speak. And if you want to test my Hindi, मैं आपसे कुटिल, सुशील व क्लिष्ट हिंदी में वार्तालाप कर सकता हूँ और हिंदी के जानकार कवियों के कविता भी सुना सकता हूँ. I have command over Hindi. I have done my schooling in Hindi also. You see, how many of you are able to have command in 5 languages today? Command, not understanding. I know so many Telugus who don't know Telugu. I asked them, sir, 2 days ago when I was traveling from Bhopal, our flight got late. So one Reddy Garu was next to me. So I asked him, sir, patience ki Telugulo anuvadam cheyandi. He was struggling. Patience. Tell me here, you are all Telugus. Telugu in patience? अरे भाई इतनी आवाज़ों में तो कुछ नहीं सुनाई देगा. हाँ हाँ. अब he struggled. I said, ఏమండి రెడ్డి గారు, ఏమిటి ఇది, మీరు పేషెన్స్ మర్చిపోయినారా ఎట్లా? See, I can speak in the Rayalaseema accent also, I can speak in coastal Andhra accent also, I can speak in the Telangana accent also. So the point is, when we were your age, we had no mobile phones, we had no TV channels, we had virtually very few drugs. Let me tell you, very few drugs. I am a product of a college famous for drugs, St. Stephen's College. There used to be Naxalites in the college when I was studying. And there were some people who used to take drugs. But we all knew them. And they were called charsis. And they were looked down upon. And when the college administration used to come to know, they were thrown out of college. Thrown out physically. They may have been very, very powerful people's sons. When I was in college, it was not co-educational. So they were thrown out. But today, I ask people, 5% people answer me, have you read the Bhagavad Gita? Then 5% people say, sir, ख्वाजा sir, आप बहुत तीखे सवाल पूछते हैं. सवाल मत पूछिएगा. And when I used to interact with my colleagues who were junior to me, they used to say, sir, number मत काटिएगा. Because I used to tell everybody, भाई आपको 4 number कट गए, ये क्या जवाब दिया आपने? What sort of note have you written on the file? You don't read it, you don't understand. You see, how many of you spend time in meditation every day? 5, 6, that's all. And then what is the result of that meditation? Is it taking you forward, or if you are at the same level, then it's not meditation. You think it is meditation, you may be doing meditation, but you're not getting the real benefit from meditation. So Dr. Sahab, I have spoken much more. I think it's lunch time. Thank you. God bless you all. And my parting. My parting submission to you all is that if you want to live in an environment which is less carcinogenized and less toxic intellectually, morally, ethically, physically, environmentally, then please become, each one of you, a leader without title, and please make a personal leadership choice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Sir, experience speaks more than books. Thank you for sharing your thought-provoking experience with all of us. So you have provided food for thought to all our students in exploring the purpose of their life. And I'm sure when they go back home today, they'll really give some sort of thinking to what they have in terms of the purpose of their life and what they want to do and can do. Probably we do not give enough emphasis on what we are capable of. It's high time that we start thinking on that. Personally, expressing, sir, every time I have heard you is always a new learning experience, sir. And so to tell that every time we hear, we go back to
Beautiful words are not true.
no, but then what we are saying is not beautiful because it's really a learning experience. I take that. So thank you for your words, sir, because you take us back to the eras which I think many of us present here have not even thought or give emphasis on. So it's really an experience for us, sir. May I now request Murthy, sir, to please give a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Salagna. Friends, you have listened to a great scholar. No, a person, a patriot, an able administrator, a great human being, a great lover of environment, a great well-wisher of IPE and Mishraji and all of us. Thank you, sir. No words can explain your love and affection for IPE. Today you have motivated our students. A great lecture, thought-provoking lecture. Every word you have used, it has come out of your conviction. That makes Khwajaji always different. Please give a standing ovation to Khwajaji. Thank you. Please sit down. Sir, the moment Khwajaji entered today, IPE building, the first question he asked, how is the environment? Before I could say something, immediately he said, how are plants? Then immediately looked at plants there. Oh, these are very good for the environment. But he talked about again, his knowledge in botany was visible. So much he's talked about plants and